This week on the Austin Healey channel, I make a flippin' spoon. So last week I made a mistake, but this is okay, this is how I learn. And hopefully, by you watching this, you'll learn from my mistakes and not have to make them. Damien pointed out that from here to here should not be unfolded. This should be folded down flat against the face of the shroud. I thought it had been folded down by somebody who was trying to get bigger tires on the car or something. It didn't seem to make sense to me engineering wise, and I went back to some footage I had from the example at the Healey Museum, but it was dark under there and I thought it was flat, but it may not have been. I might have been just seeing what I wanted to see. So anyway, Damien's saying that his has this fold here, so I'm gonna put that fold back in because that's how it should have been. Mistakes happen. Luckily, I'm able to catch them thanks to the hundreds of eyes watching my videos. So if you notice me doing something stupid, leave a comment, let me know, and we'll try and fix it. You can still see the dirt under here from where it was folded, because it hadn't been unfolded in a very, very long time. So I'm gonna put this fold back in. In last week's video with the front shroud, I used Bondo to fill in the rough spots after beating it with a hammer to get them close. I got a great comment from Roy Milton, who suggested I use panel spoons to flatten it out completely and skip the Bondo step. This is something I'd seen on the internet. I think it was Trev's blog. And it's something I've always wanted to try, but usually when I get to this point, I always fall back to what I was shown how to do. But this time, I decided, let's give it a shot. So I don't have spoons, so what am I gonna do? I went on the typical online places and looked for some, and they were horribly expensive. And I'm cheap, so we're gonna make our own this morning. I've seen two styles of these spoons. One is built with based on a file, so it has teeth on the bottom and it leaves little teeth prints on your metal as you're working it. That way you can see the low spots and the high spots. The high spots are going to have teeth prints on them until you bring them even and you have teeth all the way across it. I couldn't find a big enough file that I could buy to make one of these. I did, however, find this big old chunk of steel. It's like 1/4 inch, something like that. It's the biggest bar stock they had at the hardware store. Basically, we're gonna take about a 6-inch section, make a 45-degree bend, and have another like 4-inch section for the handle. And you need that bend in it so you can beat with it. However, 1/4 inch steel bar is going to be hard to bend, so I'm going to show you what we're going to do to get it to turn. Well, there we go. It was harder to bend than I thought, so I cut grooves in here and then went back and welded them back up. That helped a lot. As you can see, I was using the TIG welder as a... Let me say that again. I was using the TIG torch as a torch instead of a welder. I was using it to just heat the metal instead of weld it. That's what a torch can do, right? You do that with your oxygen acetylene torch. Anyway, I think this looks good. If it doesn't work, I can always flip crepes with it. So we're going to start on this hard spot here. And I have some cheap spray paint that I'm going to use as a guide coat. Mostly so you can see it better. I'm not trying to like cover it with paint. Just kind of put it on there a little bit. Let it dry. Haha, now you're watching paint dry. Alright, now we're just going to sand that off with our sanding block using the right technique. And you can really see just how bad this is. I think we're going to focus just on this little strip right here. Let's see what we can do with that instead of trying to do it all at once. Now this is supposed to be a little counterintuitive. You hit it from the top with your dolly pressed against the back, and it flattens out the high spots and raises the lower spots. So we're going to focus on this little dent right here. Our dolly is going to follow. What I'm feeling. Try this little spot right down here. Wow, call me impressed. Let me get the sanding block on that and we'll see what we've done. Well, already, I hope you can see it, there's a lot more shiny stuff. A lot less of the guide coat. It's not perfect yet, but it's already vastly better. Because this is such a curve, I'm going to try with this dolly and see how it does. See if it follows the curve better. Not perfect, but wow, a lot better. I think a couple more series of it like this would be in good shape. But it's just slowly melting away. Vast improvement. So I'm going to go through and do the rest of this and see what it gets us. So Trev was saying as you're doing this, you need to use your ears as well as your eyes and your hands. Your hands feel the bumps, your eyes see the bumps, but your ears can hear the difference. When you're doing this, you want to hear instead of. So with this spot right here, we start off right on it, but as we move into it, dull. And we want to work that sharp sound. All the way across the dent. And the guide coat just disappears. Yeah, there's still more. It'll need a couple more passes. So I'm going to continue with this as long as my back holds out. It seems to be a little bit harder on the muscles than Bondo, but I'm very happy with it. I like learning new techniques. This is certainly one I've wanted to try for a long time, but haven't been motivated enough to do it. So special thanks to Roy for suggesting this. And if you're interested, want to learn more about it, I'll put a link up here to Trev's blog, where he goes through a much deeper explanation of it. He's more of an expert on this. I'm just learning this technique. So if you want more, check him out.
If you want to come along on the ride as we complete this project, click the subscribe button. If you want YouTube to tell you every time there's a new video, click the alarm bell. Thanks for watching, and your support is very much appreciated.